So this is the posterior view or the dorsal view. This is the deltoid muscle right here. Above the spine of the scapula, we have the supraspinatus muscle. Below the spine of the scapula, we have the infraspinatus muscle. Supra meaning above and infra meaning below. Over here, we have the teres minor and the teres major. Right here is the triceps muscle, tri meaning three, so it has three heads. Right here, you can't really see it that well, but over here we have the triceps brachii medial head. Over here we have the triceps brachii long head. Over here we have the triceps brachii lateral head. Over here we're going to have the brachialis and the biceps brachii muscle. If we look at the ventral view, you can see part of the deltoid right here. And then over here we have our biceps muscle. Bi meaning two, so it has two heads. We'll zoom in on it and take a look at the two heads of our biceps brachii. Deep to the biceps brachii, there's the brachialis muscle, which you can see part of it right here. If you want to see a full view of the brachialis muscle, we would remove the biceps brachii to get a better view. Over here is the coracobrachialis. Coracobrachialis. You can see parts of the triceps brachii. So here is the triceps brachii medial head, and right here is the triceps brachii long head. Zoomed in image. So here is the deltoid muscle, supraspinatus muscle, infraspinatus muscle, teres minor, teres major. Here is the deltoid. And you can see on this view, we removed deltoid. So right here is the biceps brachii muscle. You can see it right here as well. The biceps brachii has two heads. We've got the long head is going to be more lateral, and the short head is more medial. So this is going to be the biceps brachii long head, and here is the biceps brachii short head, which again, the short head of the biceps brachii is more medial, and it's closer to the coracobrachialis. So here is the coracobrachialis. And you can see that there's a muscle right here deep to the biceps brachii, and that's going to be the brachialis muscle. So you can see part of it right here, the brachialis muscle. At the forearm, we will go ahead and zoom in on the muscles of the forearm. But this is just another image right here of the biceps brachii. So we've got the biceps brachii long head. We've got the biceps brachii short head. Here is the coracobrachialis. And then here is the brachialis muscle. And you can see part of the triceps. So tricep brachii medial head, tricep brachii long head. So here is the biceps brachii, and deep to it is the brachialis muscle. If we look at the forearm muscles right here, we have the pronator teres, pronator teres. Then comes flexor carpi radialis. Now the flexor, because it's going to help you flex your wrist. Carpi, because as you can see, it's tendon and it will actually insert into your metacarpals. So carpi just means the wrist. So flexor carpi radialis because as you can see it's closer to the radius bone. So we have the radius bone is going to be like right here. So that's one easy way to remember flexor carpi radialis. It'll help you flex, and carpi meaning wrist, radialis closer to the radius. So flexor carpi radialis. Then comes palmaris longus. Okay, Palmaris Longus. And the Palmaris Longus, if you follow the tendon, you will see that goes to the middle of your palm. So that's another way to remember. Palmaris Longus is the one that has the tendon kind of going towards the middle of your palm. So Palmaris Longus. Okay, then comes Flexor Carpi Ulnaris. Okay, Flexor Carpi Ulnaris, which is going to be also right here, Flexor Carpi Ulnaris. Ulnaris because closer to the ulna bone. So Flexor Carpi Ulnaris. So we have pronator teres, Flexor Carpi Radialis, Palmaris Longus, Flexor Carpi Ulnaris. Here is the infraspinatus muscle, teres minor, teres major, and you can see parts of the triceps. Here is the triceps brachii long head, triceps brachii lateral head. You can also see the brachialis and part of the biceps brachii muscle. So one more time, here would be the triceps brachii, the long head and the lateral head. And here is the brachialis and the biceps brachii muscle. If we go ahead and zoom in on the forearm and we are looking at its dorsal view or posterior view, you see the Brachial Radialis muscle right here. Then comes the Extensor Carpi Radialis Longus. Extensor, because it's going to help you extend. Carpi, meaning the wrist. Radialis, because it's closer to the radius bone. Longus, because it's a long muscle. So extensor, carpi, radialis, longus. Then comes extensor, carpi, radialis, brevis, brevis meaning short. Then comes extensor digitorum. And if you look at the tendon of the digitorum, you're going to see that it's going to the digits, your fingers. Then comes this very thin one right here, extensor digiti minimi. Then comes extensor carpi ulnaris, which is going to be closer to the ulna bone. So one more time, we've got brachioradialis, extensor carpi radialis longus, extensor carpi radialis brevis, extensor digitorum, this very small tiny one, extensor digiti minimi, then comes extensor carpi ulnaris. Here's just some more images for the dorsal view of the forearm. So we've got the brachioradialis, extensor carpi radialis longus, extensor carpi radialis brevis, extensor digitorum, extensor digiti minimi, and extensor carpi ulnaris. This is a zoomed in image to show you the triceps brachii muscle. So here is the triceps brachii medial head, triceps brachii long head, and here is the triceps brachii lateral head. So one more time, here's the medial head, the long head, and the lateral head. And then over here, you have your brachioradialis, basically all the extensors that we've mentioned. So here's the extensor carpi ulnaris, and you can actually see the flexor carpi ulnaris right here.